My name is Neyfi Del Rosario and I am a holistic nutritionist here in New York City, and in this channel I discuss everything about nutrition, fitness and exercise to help you melt that fat off. And if you're into that, please consider subscribing. I just came back from the gym. I'm having a pretty good day. I don't know why, but life has been too good to me lately. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing, okay? I am not an expert on injury prevention, right? These are things that work for me. They may or may not work for you. You probably have injuries that I don't know about. I don't know you. I don't know who you are. These are things that I do that help me not get messed up. I lift pretty heavy and some people are like, oh, you lift so much weight. What do you do to not get hurt, right? These are the things that I do personally, okay? This is a question I get asked a couple of times. If I get to help at least one of you guys, then I'll do a video on it. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me, right? The first thing that I do to help with injury prevention is recovery, right? If you lift a lot of weights, it doesn't matter if it's light or it's heavy, you don't build muscle in the gym. You build the muscle when you're sleeping, right? On your recovery. So sleeping and taking a rest is extremely important, especially when we're talking about the gym, right? It's not a big deal when you're doing cardio because you can run every day, you can do bike riding every day, right? Some people ride their bike to work every single day and they don't get injured. But when you're lifting weights, you gotta be careful. You need the appropriate amount of sleep and you need the appropriate amount of food and the appropriate amount of rest depending on what you're doing, right? So the first thing that you need to make sure is that you're sleeping at least 7 hours a day. I know everybody says the same thing. You need to sleep 7 hours a day because it's important. You are recovering your muscles. Your muscles are gonna feel sore the next day after you work them out. So you need to let them heal. Take your sleep, eat your food, and recover. Take a rest, okay? The second thing that you need to make sure is that you're stretching, right? There's two types of stretching. So there's dynamic stretching. For example, if I move my arms like this multiple times, right, to warm up the shoulders, that's called dynamic stretching, right? And then you have static stretching. That would be like me holding my arm like this for like 3 or 4 seconds, right? This is called static stretching, right? So there's two types of stretching. So before lifting weights, you don't want to do static stretching because your muscle is like a rubber band, and when you do static stretching, it's not gonna go back to where it was, so you're gonna be weaker. So your chances of getting hurt after doing static stretching is higher than if you don't do any stretching, right? The type of stretching I recommend before lifting the weight is dynamic stretching, right? Warm up your muscles, go through the range of motion, right? Move your legs, but don't do something that's static. Move around. After you do your dynamic stretching, this is the most important part. Before you go to your working set will be like the weight that you plan to do. You need to warm up. Not by doing the stretching, you warm up doing the exercise that you want to do. So if you want to do squats, you're going to do squats very light and you're going to practice how you're going to squat, the weight that you want to squat. For example, when I squat, I go empty bar, then I do 25 pounds, then I do 145, then I do 185, then I probably do 225, 175, then I do 3 plates, right? So I work up to it and I practice how am I going to lift 3 plates. I practice how I'm gonna deadlift 4 plates and I work up to it, right? I don't go straight from like 135 to 315. I don't go straight from like 225 to 405. I work up to it and I practice. I warm up the range of motion. I warm up my body, how I'm gonna do the lift. You don't go straight into like the heaviest weight you can do. You need to warm up properly. You wanna make sure your muscles working well, nothing's hurting. Your joints feel fine before you load up the bar. If you are warming up and you notice that you're not optimal, like you're not healed, then that day means that you're not gonna hit the numbers that you wanna hit. But that's okay because over time you're still gonna get to the end result, even if it takes longer. One day that you don't lift extra heavy or that you don't hit the numbers that you want, it's okay. Sometimes you have off days. Like today I dropped the ball on the bench press, but I did my other lifts like I should, and I feel fine. It's okay. So on the warm up, you're gonna notice if you feel fine, if you feel good, and then you're also gonna practice what you're gonna do. right? So warm up properly. Don't go raw into like 3 plates and snap in half. I've seen guys like they don't know what they're doing, and I just want to help them, but I don't because they don't ask me for help. You gotta make sure you have good form. A lot of people get injured because their form is so bad. I see so many people picking up heavy dumbbells and doing side laterals like this, and you're not doing anything. You're basically just turning your hands like this. You're not working your shoulders. That's very bad form. That's putting a lot of stress on your shoulders. It should be like this, right? That's a good form. So you need to make sure your form is good. A lot of people say, I don't deadlift because my back hurts. I don't bench press or overhead press because my shoulders hurt. You need to make sure that your form is good. You need to ask someone, hey, is my back straight? Hey, am I doing this right? Most people in the gym are personal trainers. You can ask people, hey, is my form good? Am I doing this right? And if they know what they're doing, they're gonna say no or yes. I also record my sessions, right? A lot of people get mad at me because on Instagram or Twitter or TikTok, and you should follow me on everything, by the way, I post almost every day the same exercise, and I'm not posting for you, I'm posting for me to see, hey, my form on 2019 on my deadlift look like this. How does it look now? Does it look better? Does it look the same? Does it look worse, right? Recording your exercises actually is gonna help because you can see yourself, how you look when you lift. Is your back straight? Is your shoulders good, right? You're gonna see how you lift. You're gonna say, am I cheating on the bicep curls? Am I cheating on the tricep extensions, right? Am I using extra movement that I don't need? Do I need to lower the weight next week, right? You need to record your sets, and you can use social media not as like showing off your strength, but you can use it as a training log, right? You should keep a training log anyways. I have like a phone app where I keep all my lift, but recording your sessions is very important because that's gonna help you out if you're trying to prevent injuries, because you can say, oh my God, I'm doing bench press like this, and I should be like this. I should be pressing like this, not like this, right? You need to record your sessions if you want to. That's optional, but I really recommend it. For the last thing that you need to do, I was talking about stretching, right? And how you should do dynamic stretching instead of static stretching. After you finish the whole workout and you're done, you can work on your mobility. So static stretching is really good to work on your mobility, right? So a lot of people don't have good forms is because they lack the mobility. They cannot overhead press because they cannot push their head through like this. So they're missing that mobility that they don't have. At the end of your exercise, you can do some foam rolling, some static stretching, right? Even on your off days, some people do yoga just so they can work with your mobility. And this is more important the older you get. I'm gonna turn 22 in like 4 months, I think. So mobility is probably not my highest priority, but once you get to like your mid-20s and your 30s, your 40s, and you're still lifting, mobility becomes important. You see these guys, when they're squatting, they don't have their arms back here. They have it like way outside over here because the shoulder mobility is so bad because they don't stretch, they don't do foam rolling, they don't work on it, right? You need to work on your mobility, and that's really gonna decrease your chances of getting hurt. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, because I'll be making videos like this every single week to inspire you to become the healthiest version of yourself using the power of nutrition. And if you want to learn something new, here are 2 videos in the screen that you can learn something new right now. I love every single one of you.